What's up, guys? It's Eternal Hokage. Welcome to my Boruto episode 44 preview. Now, before I start, I just want to say one thing. So, a lot of you guys have been sending me messages over on Twitter and on YouTube telling me that you didn't get my episode 43 review in your sub boxes. And it is kind of true, because I noticed that the video, compared to my other episode reviews, has very few views. And I actually have like another account apart from this Eternal Hokage account, which I, used a couple of years ago, and I'm obviously subscribed to my channel, and I went to that sub box just to check in, and I noticed that my video wasn't there. So in case you missed it, I'm gonna have it at the end screen of this video. So yeah, anyway, without further ado, let's get into the actual preview discussion. First of all, this entire Byakuya gang arc was set up really nicely in the 43rd episode, which is why I have high expectations for the next episode of Boruto, episode 44. Now, in the preview, we see a lot of different things, and you can't really make a proper judgment. We saw the guy from the police force that was talking to Sarada in episode 42, the guy who was talking about the history of the Uchiha clan and how he wants Sarada to join the police force, to which she casually replied, "Fuck off, I'm not joining the police force." And apart from that guy, we see Katasuke. He was obviously introduced in the last episode for the first time in the anime, and he gets very relevant in the manga, so it's going to be very interesting to see his role in this arc. But what stood out to me the most was the fact that in the next episode, it looks like some of our, Konoha Genins are going to fight against the Byakuya gang members. We saw Iwabe quite a few times in the short clip we got at the end of the 43rd preview. At the end of the 43rd preview. At the end of the 43rd episode. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. And obviously, Iwabe's teammates are, Denki and Metal Lee, so they're all gonna be relevant in the next episode. And this has to be the highlight of the preview. Just look at it. Metal Lee seems to be heavily injured. Now, in the Nue arc, many episodes ago, when Metal Lee was possessed by the Dark Chakra of the Nue, he obviously opened the gates. Now, some people speculate that he opened one gate, some people say he opened two, and some people even say he opened three. Obviously, I don't think we got an answer. We didn't get an answer. I don't know why I said I think, because it's clearly not answered by the anime itself. If I had to guess, I'd say two, but I'm not really sure. Because keep in mind, at that time, during the Nue arc, Boruto and the rest of his teammates were much younger than they are right now. A couple of years younger. So, mentally, and my point is, mentally should be very, very strong right now. Because, obviously, he trains with Lee all the time, and we all know how good Lee was at Taijutsu when he was at his age. Because in the anime, I think they're like 11 or 12. Because the Chunin exam arc will start in the next approximately 8 episodes. It was confirmed. So he's like, let's say 12, almost 12. He is capable of using ninjutsu as well, because during the Genin graduation exams, he participated in the sealing jutsu that everyone tried to pull off against Kakashi. It is going to be a very strong opponent, I guess. Or it could be that Metal just used the gates and then he got injured. Because if you use the gates, you can get injured. Like, the higher the gate, the bigger the injury. And eventually, at the 8th gate, you die. Except, they had to make that plot hole where Naruto touched Guy and he survived. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is Metal Lee is fucking strong, and it's either going to be that the opponent is super strong, or it's going to be that, he just got injured. Now, obviously, the guy with, like, pink, red hair, whatever, was introduced in the last episode, and he's seen talking with Shikadai in the next episode. And actually, before I say that, I want to say that obviously he has ice style, ice release, whatever. You saw it in the last episode. So I wonder if there are going to be some more ice style users. Probably not, but we'll see. Anyway, back to my point. This guy became friends with Shikadai. And this is just kind of a prediction, because obviously these previews are, meant to, they are supposed to include some predictions as well. This is how I see it. In the 43rd episode, Shikadai told Boruto that, you can view everything as black or white. There's something in between, there's gray as well. And what I think is going to happen is Shikadai is going to, become really close with this guy. And obviously at some point Boruto is going to, see the face of this guy, because he was wearing a mask when he was fighting against Boruto. And then, Boruto is probably going to fight with this guy or something like that. But then Shikadai is going to defend this guy. Maybe not like defend in terms of like fight against Boruto. I don't think that's going to happen. But we're going to see this very interesting triangle of kids, basically. Because obviously Shikadai and Boruto are friends. Shikadai and this guy are also friends. And this guy and Boruto aren't friends. So I feel like we can see something very, very interesting. And obviously in the Chunin exams, Shikadai is going to fight against Boruto. We know it because of the Boruto movie. So if they, if they make these next couple of episodes, like focused on Shikadai's and Boruto's relationship or something like that, the fight in the Chunin exams will be much more impactful, interesting, and emotional. So yeah, anyway, I already said it at one point in this video, I think. I have very, very high expectations, because the build-up episode, the 43rd episode, was just done brilliantly, and I really think that the next episode is going to be even better. I can't wait to see the action against the Byakuya gang. And I really can't wait to see what happens with Metal Lee, and I want to see Iwabe's reaction, because Iwabe is a very strong character. Like, not in terms of physical capabilities, obviously he's strong in that aspect, but I'm talking like his, character, his personality. He's a very impactful character. I mean, when Boruto was graduating, and like the rest of his teammates, at one point, when Boruto was like demotivated because of Kakashi's words, Iwabe was the one who told him, hey, you like, all of us don't rely only on you, don't underestimate us, let's do this. And I really like that motivational speech from Iwabe. That was the highlight of that episode, for me, one of the highlights. And that episode is one of my favorite episodes of Boruto, actually. And Iwabe was one of the main reasons as to why this episode is one of my favorite episodes. Anyway, that was your boy Channel Hokage. Twitter and Discord links are in the description below. Don't forget to check out episode 43 review if you missed it. If you're new to my channel and if you're into Boruto, consider subscribing. That was your boy Channel Hokage, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.